So have you heard of this thing called literary merit?
Uh-uh.
Okay, so basically, it's this quality that the best pieces of work have. TV shows, movies, books, and even music albums can have literary merit.
So you're telling me that my favorite NBA YoungBoy album has literary merit?
It could, low key.
Whoa. What is literary merit anyway?
It's kind of like if your work is super good. If it has a super deep themes, or it's really entertaining, or if the general population decides that it's good, it definitely has literary merit.
So does our podcast have literary merit?
At this point, might as well. Anyway, have you ever seen the movie Whiplash?
Isn't that when you get in like a car crash and you break your neck or something?
No, you're thinking of medical whiplash. There's this new and different kind of whiplash called Whiplash, where they play a song called Whiplash in Whiplash, and at one point the main character Neiman even gets whiplash. But that's a story for later.
Bro, what are you talking about?
So, you've heard of this movie though, right?
Uh-uh.
Well, I'll give you a little summary. So, basically, there's this drummer named Andrew Neiman, but his last name is really pronounced Naaman, and he wants to be the best drummer in the world. He said it himself in the movie that he wants to be one of the greats.
That sounds nearly impossible.
It basically is, but Neiman is even willing to break up with his girlfriend so they can focus on getting better at drumming.
That guy must be dedicated. Yo, so why did you mention that his last name is pronounced differently?
Well, the super reputable jazz band conductor named Terrence Fletcher at the music school he goes to walks in on him practicing, and he asks what his name is, and when Andrew says Naaman, Fletcher proceeds to call him Neiman for the entire movie. It kind of sets up that I have control over you dynamic.
That sounds kind of rude for a teacher, though.
That's not the last of Fletcher. At one point, he asked him to play the infamous double time swing. That's when Fletcher just walks out of the room while he's playing. It definitely does build up his mean and strict character, though. Anyway, Whiplash just kind of follows the journey of Neiman practicing as hard as he can to be the best drummer in America, and consequently, the best jazz drummer in the entire world. But Neiman is constantly beat down, manipulated, and emotionally attacked by Fletcher.
Dude, Fletcher sounds like a terrible person.
He kinda is, but he was doing it for a noble reason. He said himself,
I was there to push people beyond what's expected of them. I believe that is an absolute necessity.
I don't know if all that emotional stress will actually help with that goal, though.
funny you say that, actually. In part of that scene, Andrew asks if
But is there a line? You know, maybe you go too far and you discourage the next Charlie Parker from ever becoming Charlie Parker.
So, what did Fletcher say?
he said,
No, man, no. Because the next Charlie Parker would never be discouraged.
Yeah.
He might be onto something.
right?
So, why does Whiplash have literary merit anyways?
Well, first of all, it's an amazing movie altogether. The music, the sound quality, the acting, the clever color choices and visuals, the pacing, everything really. It didn't win 3 Oscar nominations for nothing.
3? What were they?
Well, one was for Best Performance by an actor in a supporting role, awarded to J.K. Simmons. He played Terrence Fletcher. Another Oscar was awarded to Tom Cross for Best Achievement in Film Editing. And one last Oscar for Best Achievement in Sound Mixing was accepted by Craig Mann, Ben Wilkins, and Thomas Curley.
Wow, huge props to those guys. Winning an Oscar is insanely hard. It's really cool that Whiplash got 3 of them.
Yeah, man, and Oscars aren't the only reason Whiplash has literary merit.
Oh yeah? What else gives it that sweet merit?
Whiplash really goes deep into the theme that chasing true greatness and stardom can consume your life and relationships.
Wait, how exactly?
Well, one main moment is when we see Neiman breaking up with his new girlfriend because he wants to focus on drumming, and he claims that whenever he's with her, he's only going to think about drumming, which will make him resent her. It really shows how willing he is to destroy the relationship he has in order to be better at drumming.
But you already said that. Do you have another example?
Oh, most definitely. Another time we see him choosing music over relationships is when he's eating dinner with his family. His family is not supportive of his drumming career, in contrast to the excitement they show when hearing about Neiman's cousin's relatively less noble accomplishments. He doesn't conform to his family's expectations and values, creating more of that emotional detachment. He even values his drumming more than his life's longevity. In the movie, he states,
I'd rather die drunk, broke at 34 and have people at a dinner table talk about me than live to be rich and sober at 90 and nobody remember who I was.
Well, it sounds like he's pretty set on his goals. Even though it sounds dangerous, can't blame a guy for wanting to be the best, I guess. So, how does it end? Does he finally achieve his goal? Does he win at last?
well, I mean, it's a hard answer. Basically, at the end, Fletcher recruits Andrew to play with his band at the JVC Festival, where basically the judges can make or break your music career with one phone call. On stage, Fletcher reveals that he knows it was Andrew who got him fired from Schaefer Conservatory. Earlier in the film, during a jazz competition, Neiman crashed out on Fletcher and attacked him after he failed his drum performance following the car crash, and his lawyer made a case for Neiman, claiming Fletcher was at fault for extreme emotional abuse. After revealing this, Fletcher opens up, saying that the band is going to play a piece called Upswingin', which is a piece that Andrew did not have the charts for.
So he sabotaged Andrew Neiman.
Yeah, and it was a terrible performance. He improvised so terribly on the piece that nobody in the audience wanted to applaud. Only a few claps were heard.
So that's it? His music career is over?
Not exactly. After the song was over, Fletcher came up to Neiman and said, "I guess maybe you don't have it," where Neiman then proceeded to walk off stage and into his dad's arms, where they had a meaningful hug. It is at this moment that Andrew had to decide, does he give up on his music career to reconnect with his family, or does he refuse to give up and deliver the greatest performance of all time?
I'm guessing he chose the latter.
He walked right back onto that stage and played Caravan the best he's ever played before, followed by the best drum solo anyone in the audience has ever heard. At the end, he earns Fletcher's nod of approval.
That ending sounds great. I'm happy for Neiman. He must have fully restored his chances at his music career.
I don't know if I would call it great, because for Andrew Neiman, this marks the beginning of a massive separation between Neiman's family and friends, and his goal of being the greatest drummer alive. The director of this movie said himself, "I had always thought, when writing this film, that the ending had always veered a little more on tragic than triumphant."
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, but this ending is super impactful. It really develops the idea that the pursuit of greatness easily consumes one's life. It's so important for everyone to ensure they balance their personal life with their goals. Otherwise, it could be your downfall.
Yeah, man, that's pretty deep, especially coming from a movie about playing music. I didn't expect Neiman's success to be a bad thing after all, but now, looking at it, seeing how much he sacrificed, like, makes a lot of sense, you know? Like, how ditching everything for music can be such a bad thing, homie.
Yeah, that's exactly why I think this is one of the greatest movies of all time. It tells a genius story in a captivating way, accompanied by fantastic music choices and scenic lighting.